Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for the middle of August. So it will be going from the middle of August, the last few weeks of August, going into September. I had a brain freeze then. I hope that your August has been good so far. As I've said to everyone, we've had a lot of lovely weather in the UK for the most part. So it's been hot as hell, basically. The nights, yeah, I like the heat, but when it's too hot at night, yeah, it's a lot, isn't it, sometimes? So yeah, I hope that your month has been going well so far. These are from the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. And as with everyone, I did a meditation before I started your reading. And to be frank, a lot came in really fast, which to be honest, that's happened with quite a few of them. But yeah, yours was like a big jumble of images and yeah. So the first thing I got was a reference to Superman, Man of Steel. With that, one of the first things that came up was, when is there a Comic-Con coming up soon or something, or is anybody going to a costume party, or is anyone just a fan of Superman or superheroes in general? With that whole Man of Steel reference, there's also something about a show of strength, and someone showing their prowess. There is a superhero vibe, so somebody could be seen as a rescuer or a savior, whether that is you or someone else. And I saw a watch, and with that came this concept of like something being a ticking time bomb. And I saw a grenade as well. And also, you know, like when you watch those movies where people are trying to, what's the word? Oh my god, is it disengage? I don't think disengage is the right word, but I'll say disengage a bomb, like the wires on a bomb. And that, you know, that's like a rescue. That would be how a rescue happens. I'm not saying that's literally what's going to happen in real life, but you know, it might be like metaphorically, something's a ticking time bomb and someone steps in as a rescuer or something. I think that was it. It's just, it probably doesn't sound like that much saying it, but it just came in so fast. It was just a quick jumble, and I was like, I need to say it quickly before I forget. So yeah, let's get into your reading. Let's get a message from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck first of all. Yeah, I think I've said everything I needed to say from that meditation. It was just a lot to remember so quickly. So what else do we need to know for that? And that's just as a point, that might be a message in itself, like on its own, or it may connect with the reading. A lot of the meditations have connected quite deeply with the reading anyway. Right, so Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know for you guys? You have Iset or Iset, surrender. And let's get your tarot cards out, then I'll have a look at the message in the book for you. So what else do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising? That red and blue to do with Superman is kind of still sticking in my mind, so I don't know if that has relevance to someone. So what else do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising? We have, I like that, the fact that the Strength card has come out, and I talked about a show of strength or prowess. But anyway, right, Strength in reverse, 10 of Cups. What else do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, please? This is the 10 of Swords, Queen of Cups, and I think that's it, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Oh. Let's read the book and then I'll get clarifying this. I'm just trying to observe the cards and see what I feel here. Right, surrender first of all. Let's move those up. And I don't know if I said as well, I mean, I mentioned that the meditation came through quickly, but the energy felt like something happens quickly as well. And I don't know if you can see the number 44 on here. 4 and 4 is 8, isn't it? And it's made me think of the 8 of Wands in the tarot, where it's quick movement, quick progression. Anyway, so Iset or Iset Goddess of spiritual surrender. Goddess Iset is revered as a magical healer and sorceress. She of 10,000 names, you may know her as Isis, her Greek name, or Oset, Aset, or Wuset. Iset was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. Her guidance says, "Let it all go, say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell, breathe them in." Release control, stop bonding around struggle. Hand the keys to the divine, allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God, Goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. And the declaration says, everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. Right, I keep getting a message about there's the possibility here that someone may be ending a relationship. That's something that's coming to mind. Yeah, that is something that's coming to mind. I'm not saying that's the whole reading, but that's just something that's coming in on its own. There could, with the cards that are here, there could be resistance to that, whether it's you or someone else, because you've got the surrender card and you've got the strength card, but it's in reverse. So that could represent resistance. On the other end of that, if it's not resisting, if it's not to do with resisting ending a relationship, it could be resisting committing or something, or moving in with someone, or marrying someone, something like that. So the surrender either could be to surrender to the fact that the relationship's done, or surrender to committing and making it mean more. So that's just one message. Let's clarify and see what else comes up. There could be resistance here as well to your happiness. I don't know, who knows why we would do that. Fear sometimes come up with that. But let's see what comes up. So strength and the 10 of Cups. What is that about, please? That was a mess. Right, we've got the Queen of Swords. I'll sort these out in a minute. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. And the Judgment card. Which one's first? Last, okay. So it was saying that the Judgment card is last. So we have the Queen of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. I feel like someone loves their independence here. Someone really loves their independence. Because all of the, well, I'd say probably the most independent out of the queens would be the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. I mean, the Queen of Wands can be known to be the divorcee anyway. That's someone who's independent. And then the Queen of Wands, she's like that fiery go-getter kind of energy, so she would be independent. The 9 of Pentacles can be a single person, and Judgment is going off on your own path. So for me, that's kind of a representation of independence. So even if it's not a relationship, like a romantic relationship, maybe there's a desire for greater independence within a family, or whatever, some sort of circumstances here. Let's see what else comes up. Wrong way. Page of Cups. Okay, let's get one for that Page of Cups on its own. And we get 3. Okay, see what they are. Page of Wands, to me, is a card to do with independence. We've got the Knight of Pentacles and we have the 2 of Cups. Yeah, so again, it's giving 2 ends of the spectrum of one where someone may be wanting more independence and they want to leave a situation or kind of free themselves from the holds of a person or a group or whatever. And on the other hand, it's like maybe you need to stop being so focused on your own independence and surrender that to connect, work with, create with, build with, grow with someone else or other people in general. Okay, so as a general reading, you probably already know, you take it as it resonates. So you'll know which end of this you're on. Someone could be fear losing their independence as well, actually. Right, 10 of Swords, why is that here? the Hierophant. It's come up a few times as something about the rules the Hierophant has. 5 of Cups. Why is that in reverse? I will keep it in reverse, but it was obviously in reverse in the deck, wasn't it? So the Hierophant, 5 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, the High Priestess. Let's get one for the High Priestess. The Empress, the Hanged Man. The Tower, of course. What comes after the Tower, please? We have the 3 of Cups. So yeah, you're just getting a lot of cards about independence versus interdependence, I guess, is the way to put it, if you're connecting with other people and cooperating and working together. It feels here with that 5 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles like there's a missed opportunity or the potential to miss an opportunity. And then with that Hierophant and the Knight of, I thought it was Knight of Pentacles then. So, okay, so more so with the Hierophant. Well, yeah, the Knight of Wands brings up the same thing as well, about conformity versus non-conformity. Is anyone kind of being pressured to get married and they don't want to? That's one thing that comes to mind. Or to follow the rules of a group or a family and they're just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to follow those rules. Okay. So again, going back to that thing of either kind of leaving people behind, ending something to gain your sense of independence. That's there with that. And then again, at the opposite end of the spectrum, it's kind of ending the freedom that you once have to be with or work with other people or be in a relationship or a marriage or whatever. So it's just giving a dualistic message, to be honest. I'd say you're considering this very carefully, going within, assessing your intuition and looking out for your needs with the Empress and the Hanged Man, you know, really thinking about what you actually want. You've got the Tower there, so you know that whatever decision you make or what you decide to do, whatever you decide to surrender will change everything. Let's get one more after that Tower. We've got the 3 of Cups. I would say that you hope to be supported no matter what direction you go in, what decision you make. One more, please. And the Ace of Wands. It just feels like you know that the Tower will change everything, but you want everything to work out for the best. Once the Tower moment happens. Okay. Let's move on to the next card and see what that brings up for us. So when I was talking about the opportunities here with the 5 of Cups, so the opportunity would be to, I think I've pretty much already said it, would be you could miss an opportunity because you choose your independence over the opportunity or your own path over the opportunity, because this might not be relationships. It could be, you know, you'll know what it is. It could be something completely different. It could even be a job or something. So you miss out if you choose your independence over that. But you might also be considering, if it is like the opportunity to do something or work with others or connect with others, you may be worried about losing the opportunity if you don't kind of surrender and become interdependent. Hopefully this is making sense. Let's move on to that Queen of Cups. Feels like a bit of a dilemma. You know, like if you were with someone and they gave you an ultimatum and said, you either marry me or it's over because I don't want to wait any longer. It's that kind of vibe. I've taken all the cards back. I didn't mean to. So let's do the, let's move on anyway. Queen of Cups. I didn't mean to put them all back in the deck. Queen of Cups. Okay. Oh, Two of Wands. I said dilemma, didn't I? It feels like a dilemma, like a really difficult decision. Because the Two of Wands in reverse there, it's a hard, with the Four of Cups, it's a hard choice to make. It's like you don't know what will make you happiest. Choices again with that Two of Swords, decisions, the Moon, not knowing what to do. Oh, that's too many, isn't it? Try that again. These came out. I'm going to try it again. The Sun. Okay. Can we get one for the Sun, please? It's back. The Five of Cups is back. The Six of Swords is there as well. I almost get the impression that you kind of wish you could run away from the issue and not have to make a decision. I almost get that feeling, but a decision's got to be made. And I'd say that the Queen of Cups represents how you feel, not quite knowing what to do, not knowing what the best thing is to do. There's worry there with that Nine of Swords. I'd say you don't want to be disappointed. You probably don't want to purposely disappoint other people. But it's a hard decision and you just want to be clear on what to do. King of Cups and the Fool. This thing of independence is really strong here though. So whatever decision you're making, even if you were with someone and you're like, oh, I kind of do want to be with them and marry them, but I value my independence so much. I don't know if it would be, if the best thing for me to do would be to marry them. Like, would it even work out? Would I regret my decision? Would I become resentful because I've lost my freedom? I get that impression from this. Okay, let's do the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of, can be a card of independence. It's going to be interesting to see what the future card is that comes out for you. So Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this one first. Strength, Ten of Cups, so it's a repeat from that. The High Priestess. The Chariot, it's still a hard decision to make. Six of Wands. And the Hermit. I think you need more time to think about it, to be honest, with the Hermit being there. Although, as I say in the meditation, something felt like it was fast. I don't know if that's because you feel the ticking time bomb. Yeah, you feel the pressure, like time is of the essence to make a decision. But if it's a big decision, you can't be rushed, can you? You can't make a decision quickly if it's something that could impact your whole life. I think with the Strength card and the Ten of Cups here, it's, again, if it's something along the lines of where you're going, there's an opportunity to go towards shared happiness with others and one person. It's kind of thinking, do I have the courage to go for that? Again, you contemplating your own feelings, your intuition to decide what is the best direction for you. What do you feel would have the most successful outcome for you? But as I say, there's a lot of there's thinking about it. Let's get something for the Hermit. Because again, that's almost that energy of where you might be thinking, oh, you know, I don't even want to have to make this decision. But yeah, there's a lot of deep thought in it because you want the fairest outcome for yourself, don't you? Okay, let's see what the future energy brings up for you. What's the future energy here, please? What is the potential future energy? That's a lot. We have the Sun, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. And I'll get you a card as the guidance. Three of Wands. I feel like that Three of Wands, it is the don't rush it card, like don't rush the decision. So that's the guidance. It feels like don't rush. And also get very clear on everything, your intentions, weigh up the pros and cons, you know, really, really give it thought and make your intentions clear, and to yourself, first of all, and then to others. The Sun, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups, that does look like you do gain that clarity on what it is you want, what your heart really wants, what you truly desire. But let's get some clarifiers on that. So that's a future energy that can happen from now until the beginning of September. So I've got Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, the Fool, the Tower, the Knight of Cups. Okay, that's good that it ends with the Knight of Cups. Let's look at the Tower on its own. One more for the Tower. Oh, okay. So with the Three of Swords, one of the things that you might gain clarity on is where you have fears, your own fears. So like, again, if it was about commitment, needing to commit to shared happiness with people or someone, you might face your fears around that. That's one thing that can come up. And if you face your fears around that, you may, obviously it's going to be different depending on your circumstances, you may come to the conclusion that, okay, this is why I was resisting it. And actually now that I've faced that, I've released the burden of that fear, and now I can be free to go ahead and go for it. And, you know, everything's going to change now. I can kind of move on from that feeling. Like opening up Pandora's box, isn't it? You can move on from that and go and get your happiness. On the other hand, for others, on the other end of the spectrum, you may decide that you really value your independence far too much, and it's like, no, this is a burden. This is going to be a burden for me. I can't commit to this. And it may end up hurting others, to be honest, but you get your freedom back. And again, there's the Tower there. So again, it changes everything. But you feel free. You feel that you've spoken your truth. You feel free, and you're still able to get your happiness either way. It's just up to you to decide what you want to surrender to. It's interesting. I had a conversation about, it goes along these lines, to do with submissiveness, with Jay from Aquarian Insight. She's on Odyssey, Rumble. She writes articles on Substack as well. She's a brilliant tarot reader that I've followed for years. And obviously I've said before that I have an issue with the concept of submissiveness, because it always makes me think, the first thing that comes to mind with submissiveness is a marriage where one of the partners is controlling the other, and it's like, I'm your master, you're my slave, you do what I say. That's the first thought of submissiveness that comes to mind for me. And then an interesting point that Jay made is that she felt that way, and her concept on that has changed, because it's like the person that is submissive can end up having the power because they surrender. But the point is, that has to be taken into account, is what are you choosing to surrender to? Because submissiveness and surrendering, it's a similar sort of thing. So what are you surrendering to, and why? Obviously, if someone's in a controlling marriage, then it's the surrender's different, isn't it? Like there's manipulation involved, and even abuse can be involved as well. But if you've been resisting something out of fear, or whatever issues you may have, and then you say, you know what, I realize what the fears are or what the issue is here, and I'm going to surrender because I actually want to, and I want to overcome these fears and challenges and whatever. And for love as well, if it's a relationship for love, not because someone's manipulating you, because you genuinely love them and you want to be happy with them, then it's a different kind. It's true surrender, isn't it? It's a more honorable, authentic, love-based surrender. Right, so And again, going back to the whole, there's two ends of the spectrum in this reading. If someone gave you an ultimatum, and this is just an example, it may be happening to you, your story might be a bit different, but if you had an ultimatum from someone about marriage and you really didn't want to do it, but you felt the pressure from them and you thought, oh, you know what, I'm just going to do it to shut them up. That sounds awful saying it that way, but you're just going to do it to shut them up because you still want to be with them, but you don't really give a shit about marriage anyway, but it's just, oh, it'll shut them up. You know, that's that's not so much of an authentic surrender, is it? Like, why are you surrendering to that? It's just to shut them up, isn't it? It's not because you genuinely want it, it's because you just want them to shut up about it. Yeah, anyway, you know, take that into account in this decision. Let's get you a couple for the Three of Wands as well, because that was the guidance. As I said, it's take your time. Take your time making your decision and be very, very clear about what your intentions are. What are you surrendering to and why? Does it feel authentic? Does it feel honorable? Is it in alignment with your truth? So we've got the Lovers. That's where I said, if you surrender into something, is it because you really love it and you really want to surrender to it, or is there a different motive behind that? Or intention behind it? Yeah, honorable intentions. Right, Ten of Swords. The word sacrifice is coming to mind as well, because sacrifice does come up with surrender. Whatever decision you make, what are you going to need to sacrifice, and does it feel worth the sacrifice for you? You get sacrifice with the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Nine of Swords, that's worry again. So let's get something for the Nine of Swords. Ace of Cups. If you have to sacrifice or surrender to something, is the decision based on it's a genuine feeling of love and connection, or is it based on anxiety because you feel that you don't have a choice? Let's get one more for that. Yeah, same thing, it's pressure. With the Five of Swords, that's the pressure. It's the pressure to do something. It feels like the pressure to do something, versus the Knight of Pentacles, where it's like he's a very honorable character. So if he's going to commit to something, for the most part, I mean, sometimes it can be that you're just doing something out of duty. And maybe that's a question as well. Are you doing it out of duty, or because you are genuinely interested in it or genuinely want to commit to it? Right, so I'm going to leave your reading there. I'm just going to get one more card of guidance, and then from the postcards from Spirit deck, and then that will be it for you. If it will come out. Right, it says, just bear with me a minute. Dearest you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment, that's going to have to be in the title, to a certain experience. Whatever form that takes, your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world. Individual yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul, check in with Spirit, keep going. Spirit loves you, life loves you, we love you. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I don't think there's anything else I can add to that, to be honest. I've said enough. So I hope that the rest of August goes well for you. Thank you very much for watching the video, Aries. Take care.